Hello, everyone. So excited to see you here. I was just reading some of the messages in the chat. Appreciate each and every one of you being here. Hello, Super Squirrel, Gamblers Unknown, Spin and Win Slots. Thank you for being here. All right, you guys, I'm so excited about today's edition of the Level Up. So welcome into Level Up. Let's level up our channels, ourselves, and our content. And let's do it together. Today's edition, hey, Aguero Slot, sorry about that. Today's edition talks about something that we probably have heard about, probably have researched, and we're still a little baffled. Well, we're going to try to erase that baffle and see if we can collaborate together to talk about SEO, search engine optimization, and what that means for our channels today. Hey, Stacia Slot Channel, thank you for coming in. Chris and Lou Slots, appreciate you guys being here. If you are here today, that means that you are very interested in growing your channel, growing your social media presence, whether it's on Instagram, whether it's on TikTok, whether it's on Twitter, YouTube, or Facebook. So that's a great thing that you're here, and I appreciate you being here, guys. Okay, hey, Matt's Gambling Stuff. We have a special guest today. I'm so excited about him because in the background, I have been able to bounce ideas off of him, and he has presented some amazing content for me to research and review. And some of it surrounds today's topic, which is SEO. So it was just necessary to invite this amazing person onto the live stream tonight so that he and I can collaborate with you about SEO and optimizing our channels and our videos on YouTube, but also using that same SEO to hashtag and optimize other social media platforms. So I'm so excited. Hey, Rhino Man Slot, Cindy A, appreciate you guys being here. I'm so excited to see you guys here on this live. But without further ado, let me bring in the awesome, the amazing, the spectacular Blue Collar Slots. Let me bring him in for you guys. So excited to have him.
This other person you're talking about, all that awesome announcement, I think you got the wrong guest. How's everybody doing this evening?
So humble. It is so great to see you and have you here. We also have a video that will be coming out with Blue Collar Slots, and he has just given us so much information about his experience on YouTube, and he's just full of information for us. So I'm so glad to have you here with us, Matt.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been a fun ride. 2 years on YouTube. I have learned so much. A lot of research by myself, and I've been helped by a lot of amazing people on the way. One of them, guy's name is Dice. I heard about SEO, had no clue what it was. He pointed me in some directions, and I watched video after video after video on it, and still was clueless. There's a lot of research going into search engine optimization. Once I got the hang of it, I tried to spread the word to other channels that weren't necessarily using that tool. And I did notice once I started using it, I started getting more views and more subscribers. So it's a big help as far as growing a small channel to making it larger. I see a lot of big channels that have 100,000 subscribers that don't use it as much because it's key to have that in your, hey, Gambling Granny, in your Cindy A. It's important to have that in your title and your description because that's what gets you tagged when people go to YouTube and type in Ninja Moon Epic Hand Pay.
Yes.
So your keywords matter.
Now we're going to scale it back a little bit because I had to go to SEO for Dummies to get just the general synopsis because I went to video after video and I kept hearing them talk about SEO, search engine optimization, and I'm like, how and where do I find this highly technical term? So when we scale that back a little bit, SEO basically means we are searching for what you just said, keywords.
Yep.
And we use those keywords in several locations because you just mentioned we use it in the title, we use it in the description, and then we triple it in our tags.
Correct.
So for yourself, you saw an increase in views to your video as well as engagement to your channel when you started using the SEO optimization.
Yes, and you'll notice that a lot in your video analytics. Look at that fancy word. Because if you go in and look, and this is from watching videos, because like I said, when I started my channel, it wasn't to be the next big thing on YouTube. My goal was to get other channels to come to Kansas City, because nobody comes to Kansas City. We're in the middle. It's a great place. We got food, okay? And what in life is better than food? You know, we got it all. We got barbecue.
I personally like barbecue.
So I really honestly didn't give a hoot how many subscribers and views I had, because at the beginning I just wanted other channels to come. I spent 2 years getting permission to record in Kansas City, and I finally got permission. And I was nudged by Wayne to go ahead and just start a channel, you know, maybe other bigger channels. And I say bigger channels, I'm talking anybody with 1,000 subscribers. I didn't care who came. You know, we had some large channels reach out to Ameristar. It never developed, but he went on to his sister property, and you know, so that helps out getting permission to record. But I had no clue about the SEO, the tags, the hashtags, and all that stuff. It's as the channel grew and I met people and I learned these things, it's important to keep that in mind. If you're a new channel with, you know, 500 or 600 subscribers, there's a lot of research out there you can do, or just reach out to other channels. Not only will you build your channel, but you build friendships, and that is key in the slot community.
Yes, definitely. And that's across all the niches, like collaboration and engagement with other creators. That's huge because that's your support base. That's your motivation. I mean, there's a lot going on with that collaboration and engagement with other creators. Look at you and I today.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, when I first started, I didn't know anything or anybody personally. I hadn't met any other channels, and as of date, I've met quite a few people, and it's been a blast. Not just other slot channels, but other channels with different niche in the market, you know, and meeting your subscribers and your viewers. It's amazing. It's a fun deal when you're sitting there recording a video and someone goes, "Hey, what's going on, Blue Collar?" You're like, "Is that a paid actor?" No. But like I said, you know, it's the keywords and the tags is what you get you into searches. When you go in to Google and you type in, you're trying to find a plumber or an electrician, you know, the same thing happens there. You know, you can pay to be at the top of those search engines on, you know, your Google or what's it called, Yahoo or whatever. But when you get into your social media, it's going to depend on how well your videos perform and how well they get monetized.
And that's critical because the first thing that threw me for a loop was when I heard the word search engine optimization. I immediately thought Google. I'm like, okay, this must only work to find me on Google. But that's not necessarily true because SEO, I mean, it works for websites, it works for channels, it works for all the platforms. Actually, we're tagging ourselves on every platform. I know that I've been using tags on TikTok, and some of the views on some of my videos have been amazing. But what are the tags that I'm using? And I seem to be tapping into what's the current search, what our audience is currently searching for. That's a big thing.
And you're exactly right. When it comes to social media, that's something that I'm not that good at. And until last year, I had no idea how to make a video and that kind of stuff. I'll give an example of a channel that's a newer channel who uses TikTok a lot. Slots of Ben.
Yes.
His subscribers has grown. His base has come from TikTok.
Yes.
He's carried him over to YouTube, and he's using those the SEOs to get his views on TikTok, bring him over to YouTube. So like I said, it's not just YouTube. I need to get better at Facebook and Twitter and Snapface and all them other things. But like I said, it's never been my cup of tea. You know, I like to work, go gamble, and have fun. But, you know, to grow a channel, you have to be able to use all those platforms and not just one. And the SEO on all platforms is important.
See, that's a critical point because, okay, so Chris and Lou Slots, they said that they have one of their videos about to hit 100,000 views, 100,000 views and over 500 subs from that video.
That is amazing.
So they apparently tapped into a current search. Individuals that are going to that video are searching for a particular word, keyword, item that they've tapped into, because those are huge numbers for a video.
Very big numbers. And it brings up another point about that video, something I just recently learned by watching, because like I said, I'm into it now. I don't like to do it, you know, things halfway. You know, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it the best I can. I recently watched a video talking about reviving old videos. And Lolo Slots is one that her and I have talked, and I've helped her along with her SEO scores and, you know, using like TubeBuddy or VidIQ and those things. But if you actually go into an old video and you redo the keywords and your description, you can actually gain more views from that video. I did a test on a few videos that I've had, and I think one of them picked up about 20 more views, and I actually got 2 subs off of one of them. So like I said, that search engine is not just one and done. You know, if you got extra time on your hand, go back and find a video maybe that you thought, wow, I should have had 500 views on this, or 100 views, and you got 20. Go back in, research the keywords for that video. You know, Panda Magic, Jackpot Hand Pay. You know, maybe change it up, you know, the keywords, and make sure that you're using the search engine optimization to get that, and you revitalize that video. That one with Chris and Lou, that's what happens when you get a video with that many views. It's going to be recommended by YouTube, and that's where you want to be.
Yes.
That's get the views and the subscribers.
I love that, because you touched on a couple of points there. First of all, you touched on revitalizing old videos. Some of our channels have been around for 3, 4, 5+ years, and we're still in that building stage, which is fine because everybody operates in different stages. So some of our channels have been around for quite some time, and there's content already sitting on your channel. You already have content. The idea is to take the current keywords and embed them into your tags, your description, your title, so that you can revamp that video that you've already posted. Because 6 years ago, maybe the search engine could have been the individual game played, but now people in our audience could possibly be looking for big jackpots, huge wins. These are key words here, big jackpots. I look up big jackpots all the time when I'm searching on YouTube. Huge wins, majors, grands, those things may not have been keywords when we first launched our videos.
Yeah, it changes over time, and you know, sometimes it takes a day or two, and it may be different. You know,
Exactly.
You know, like I said, there are some you know, people in the chat that have been there and done that. Hey, Gambling Granny, I'm gonna say hi to a few people. Chris and Lou, Dacia Slot Channel.
I think we have Delana.
Lolo's in the house. Lolo is a perfect example. She had the video where she had the Lucky Chance winner, and she was betting $5 or whatever, and went to max bet and got that and got a hand pay out of it. That's a video that I think, if I remember correctly, she changed all the description and that kind of stuff. I think she got quite a few more views out of it. So like I said, it's about just trying to stay with the times, which I'm terrible about.
Well,
I mean, I started, you know, a Facebook group and a Facebook page for blue collar slots, and it's open to anybody. I have people that post on it more than I do, which is fine, but that's what it's there for.
Yes. Oh, I love this comment. This comes from Lolo Slots.
That's right.
Blue collar.
Eat your heart out, Ken Gillette.
her favorite man besides her hubby has helped me so much with SEO because so I posted in the Facebook group Level Up about SEO. And there were a couple of comments that bounced back from a couple of you. You were one of them. Gamblers Unknown bounced back information, and that you guys had to, at some point, research and tap into SEO. And now you're giving this information to the community, which is another reason why we encourage engagement, because what I know may not be something that another person knows, or they may know something that I don't know. So that collaboration builds both of us at the same time.
Exactly. And like I said, most of this in this slot community, as we call it, we're not large channels. We're not 50,000 or 100,000, subscribers. So, it becomes like a friendship and a family, and we have to stick together because, like I said, there's enough people in this market for all of us to have fun. We don't need the BS that goes on sometimes. People that watch my channel probably watch everybody in this chat, and there's some that watch my channel that don't like channel ABC, and that's just part of it. But you're not going to find those extra viewers that maybe El Guerrero slots has that I don't have. They'll never find me unless I pop up in their browse while they're on YouTube and they're scrolling down looking at their videos, and then I pop up. And the only reason I'm going to pop up is because they typed in, Happy and Prosperous massive jackpot. And I just happen to have a video that scored high enough with my SEO score to pop up in their feed.
Right.
So they might click on the video, watch it, like, comment, and subscribe. So like I said, it is key to use that to reach into different niches of market, even within the slot community. You have your high rollers, your whales. You have, NG, Lady Luck, people, a new one on the scene, Mr. Handpay, who are betting $50 to spend. They rapid fire more than I make in a week. But, the same viewers that view my channel, I go to their chats and watch and support them, and they're in there also. But like I said, in order for us to reach the new people, they may see me in the chat, but they may not go to my channel. Yes. But if they type in, look for a video that somebody else told them about, and I pop up in it, they might click on it if the thumbnail's good enough, and the description, and the brief description they see. So it's important that something to constantly work on. And I'm terrible about it, and I said it before. You have to do more than just YouTube. I'm terrible about Facebook. I got that Instagram. I don't use it as often as I should. And I think I got TikTok, but I don't know how to get back on my phone. I took it off because I couldn't figure it out. And my 4-year-old granddaughter wasn't available, so.
I had to tap into other social media using teenagers. I honestly did, which is perfectly fine. Use your resources.
Yeah.
So let me go to the chat. There's some things that are coming through on the chat for both of us. Chris and Lou Slots mentioned that they changed their titles and their thumbnails several times before they saw increase.
I saw that, and that's important. I had one of the most epic hand pages I've ever had, Dollar Store Ninja Moon max bet, and I really thought that was going to be a huge video, and nothing. I've had live streams with more views than that, and so I've gone back in and I've changed it twice. Hopefully the third time I change it, it'll take off. Like I said, it's just finding the right thumbnail that catches people's eyes, the correct wording that's going to, show up in their searches.
Yes. And then Rhino Man Slots mentioned something that's critical. He said basically sit in front of a computer and type in words that you personally would look for. And that's critical because if you're looking for those particular words, being inside or outside of the slot community, that means others are possibly going to be looking for those same words. Those are keywords. Exactly. Those are potential keywords.
Yes, exactly. And you don't have to do it on YouTube. You can type into Google Dollar Store Massive Hand Pay, and it'll pull up videos. And in reality, if you go to Google or Yahoo or something like that, I say Google a lot because Google and YouTube are, apparent companies. They're together. Um, and you type that in. If you're lucky enough to be on the top 2 or 3 videos, you're doing
Yes.
good. I mean,
Yes.
you're doing your homework. You're doing good with your thumbnails, your titles, and your descriptions.
And I like that you mentioned that because we all have the capability of checking our ranking. That's a whole nother topic, and it may actually be a whole nother segment. But ranking is critical to your video, your content being put in
Exactly.
front of so many people.
Yeah. Gambles Unknown said if you're a slot channel and you use terms like max bet and massive, the top channels have that covered 100x, and YouTube will show their videos before the smaller channels. That is
Yes.
exactly correct. And that's what makes it tough because you're going to be, you know, down there 20 videos, but if you can pick up 1 or 2 views or, 10 views and a subscriber or two, it's worth it because I could go in and, I got 1,000 subscribers. I'm good. I hit 1,100. That's even better.
Yes.
So I don't like to not use the SEO because now it's become a habit that I just do it when I do it naturally when I make my videos. But I want to make my titles attract the viewers and subscribers that I already have. So like I said, sometimes it's hard to grow your channel. If you're happy with where you're at, but you're also going to continue to grow either way. But back to what Gambles Unknown said, it's tough because I have what is it, TubeBuddy. I had VidIQ and TubeBuddy. They both have a free version, and I played around with them both. Um, when I was searching how to the SEO, I got more videos that pop up from TubeBuddy and VidIQ, and I watched comparable videos. I watched which one is better videos, and for me at that time, it was all new. And the more videos I watched, I just went with TubeBuddy. I had the paid part of it, and I think it's $5 or $10 a month. It's not a lot, but to some, that would be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so much guidance they can give you. Um, as far as when I type it in, I go in, type in keywords, and it'll give me a dial that tells me whether it's strong or it's weak. It'll show me, 5 million videos. The lowest ranking video had, 15 views, and my average, was 110. So that was a good one for me to use. But like Amazon Known said, I'm not going to pop up in that top area. It's finding the niche that's best for you. Are you after somebody who wants to watch hand pay after hand pay? My biggest win, $11,000 on 50 cents. That's huge. You know,
Yes.
um, but people, blue collar slot, that's what I am. So I try to stick to those kind of titles. Like I said, you got to get outside of YouTube. I think it's very important. I've seen a lot of people who are newer channels that are showing up and they're getting lots of subscribers. I'm like, where are these people coming from? And then I realize they're using TikTok or they're using Instagram. And I guess there's, just like on YouTube, you got to have so many, or Twitch, is that the other one? I think my son uses that.
Yes.
That you have to have so many subscribers to go live and this and that. It's a commitment,
Yeah.
And you have to be willing to make that commitment.
Definitely. So Pretty Like Queen DJ has a really good question, and I think a lot of people across many niches would ask this question: is how would you get a high ranking video over anyone else? And you just mentioned something that kind of answers this question, but it's critical to keep in the back of your mind. And that is that there are larger channels that are going to rank. We're not in competition with the larger channels that are existing that are going to rank. What we're trying to do is get in that top 10 position so that we can put our content out there.
Correct. And it just takes practice. Like I said, when I use the third party app, TubeBuddy, it tells me, hey, you got a 100% SEO score, which means in theory, I should rank up there with the big boys and girls.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I don't have the subscriber count to necessarily get me there. Now, if there are channels with 5,000 and 6,000 subscribers or 10 or 12,000 that aren't using these tools, I think it'd be a huge selling point for them to try and learn to use these, and it would help them grow even more. It's just a luck of the draw, I guess. We're a gambling community, and it's a lot of it's about luck. The shorts when they first came out, um, Slot Club 500 blew up. I mean, I was talking with them back and forth, trying to learn a little bit from them. We were talking, and they hit that grand jackpot, and it went on a short, and they just exploded, and they've been on fire ever since.
And a
And they
lot
were.
of channels have done
But
that
I,
across the niche. I've seen lifestyle channels, I've seen weight loss channels, cooking channels. They hit their massive engagement with some particular event, some particular
yeah,
item that they address. They just hit that market at that time. So that's interesting you mentioned that, because there's a channel that I watch that does just high speed chases. That's literally all their content involves, is high speed chases. And
yeah,
how they got to the level, and they've got a lot of subscribers there. How they got to that level was that they caught this high speed chase that got massive engagement on the news stations. And of course, they were tagging, using their SEO to tag those words. So
yeah,
people that were looking for Black Corvette Los Angeles just happened to get their video filming what was already aired on television. They just literally took what was aired on the newscast, made it into a video, and they blew up from that.
exactly. And when you mentioned that, it brings up a point. Rhino Man said he wants some more and more hand pays. I don't know if you there a few Saturdays ago. I had two of them during a live stream, 5 total for the day. I'll be giving lessons shortly. I'm just kidding. Um, we talk about the slot community, and it doesn't involve just people that do slots. You have, like, In the Kitchen with Karen. She's a huge supporter of slots. Shelly Yorkies and slots. She's a huge supporter. She has two of them, her Yorkies and the slots. And I have actually
Yeah.
gained subscribers from her viewers who may not necessarily be slot fans, but they come and watch now and then. Mr. Wigglebutts, love the name. Great
I'm sorry,
channel.
what?
Mr. Wigglebutts is another one. It's a channel, friends of Shelly's, and I've gained views and subscribers from their channel. You have to reach out just beyond the slot community. It helps.
Yeah.
Like
And
I
think
said,
about like the Lotto King. He started out as a couponer.
yeah, yeah, he did. That's exactly right. And then he found this niche and what works for him, and people watch him, cook dinner. They can
Yeah.
watch him go shopping.
Literally.
I'm
Yeah.
one of them. I've been there. You know,
I've
um,
literally watched him drive through a fast food restaurant, eat it in the car, and I'm still there just enjoying every moment.
exactly, exactly. So, like I said, the little red Corvette. It was a little good one, Rhino Man. But like I said, it's across every niche on YouTube, Twitch, every social media platform. Is the more keywords you can get in that are trending per se, the better off you're going to be as far as
Precisely.
what's going to happen. Like I said, it didn't happen overnight for me. I still today, as a matter of fact, when you brought up, we were talking earlier, I went and looked back at some of the videos that I've watched, um, and I looked at how it's changed. This video's out now that when I first started, your cards were important. If your videos are 12 minutes long and your analytics tell you that people's retention is about 3 minutes and 53 seconds. So at 3:25, you want to have that pop up on the top that says, check out this, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
Well, they're saying now that cards are dead. You don't want to do that because you're pulling the retention away from that video. If you're going to use, that card that pops up, 3 minutes in or whatever, you want to put that within the last 20 seconds of your video. Because in most cases, we post our biggest wins of a slot video at the end. So like I said, there's, search engine optimization. Somebody who's never viewed your channel before watches a video and they get to the end and they see this pop up says massive hand pay. Well, now they're going to click on that one. So,
Yes.
maybe that you got them engaged, so now maybe they'll click subscribe, watch your videos.
That's a true statement. And let's go even further to that. You have a potential audience who knows that they're returning or if they're new, but you have now guided them to yet another video. And what I like to do myself is the end screens. I like to take individuals that will watch my entire, let's just say, Buffalo slot machine video. If you're watching my entire Buffalo, then you like that. If I have a huge win on Buffaloes, I'm gonna put that at as my end screen, because apparently you like Buffaloes. You watch this entire video. So that's a good, I like that point, because that's a critical point to keeping the engagement on your channel.
And every time somebody watches a video of yours, Crystal Loose Slots with their, that big video they're talking about, for every view you get, the higher your rankings are going to go when it comes to the browse feature. Like, there's a huge section on YouTube Studios that talk for your analytics. You can actually see, I know for a fact for me, 30% of my views come for those who are subscribed. 70% of my views, or just under 70% of my views, are from people who are not subscribers. I have to figure out what it's going to take to get those 70% to subscribe.
Huge point there. Huge point. Because now the question becomes, how do I convert new views to subscribers? That's a huge point. Just for a moment, I'm going to jump into the chat real quick, because we got some people that are engaging with us. Chris and Loose Slots mentioned that they saw increase when they used the word massive orbs. Now, I want to talk about something really quick, because since they're tapping into that, the word massive alone is highly used. The word orbs is not something that's used that often, but the two words together can increase your ranking in the search engine. And I'll tell you why that is. See, the word massive is used across all niches. Several channels are touching on it. You'll see it on so many videos. But the idea is to try to draw out your particular audience. In order to do that, you're going to need to use a highly used word like massive, amazing, hand paid, jackpot. These are highly used and highly searched words, but tie them together with another word that's specific to your niche. So for example, I have an adult novelty site. So if I use the word massive, don't get nervous, Matt. Don't get nervous. I'm keeping it
over here. Getting hot up in here.
If I use the word massive alone, I'm not going to rank up against the other sites. But if I tie it together with a word that is identified with my specific niche, and I use the word massive and that identifier, then I'm going to start seeing some views on that video, because now I pulled in that particular audience that knows what that word is. So that's important to identify. See, I kept it clean.
On that note, no, I'm just kidding. I want to go back to a comment that Gamblers Unknown made here, if I can find it real quick. And he's exactly right. I try to put the big win 2/3 of the way through the video, because it lets, be honest here, slot watchers scrub videos for bonuses and usually go to the end, and I make them look for it. You know what? The funny thing is, I've done that before, and one of the first nasty comments I ever got was because I'd done that. This was what's it called when you catfish a video or whatever? What's it called? Not catfish. That's what blind date or whatever. But
Clickbait.
Clickbait. And I said, no, it's not clickbait. Apparently you didn't watch. But yeah, that's the first nasty I ever got, was from doing that, because it was a big win. I think it was a $1.50 bet and like a $600 win or whatever. And they come back, so that was clickbait. And I said, no, apparently you didn't watch the video. You just ran through the beginning to the end until you found the bonus, and you just happened to miss it. But yeah, he's exactly right. People will just go from the beginning straight to the end to see the bonuses, and that's fine because that's what people want to see. They want to see, the big wins, stuff like that. The video I posted today, the first 3 minutes was how to lose $300 in 3 minutes because it happens.
Yes.
Try to keep it real. And the rest of the video has some good wins. Made most of it back.
I love those comeback videos. I actually look for comeback videos. That's one of the items I search for, comeback videos.
Big easy slots. Well, don't come to my channel because I've already had 15 go buffalo head twice, 3 times total. But don't come watch. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Like, oh wow, show off.
One of them
Let
was
me
a
talk
pocket
about
video.
a comment that Chris and Lou made because they talked about Yoange, and I don't know if you were able to see her snowstorm video, but she's in the
Joanne?
midst of a lot going on out in New York. And
Yes, I
I
watched.
think the video may have been 2 hours long, I think, maybe longer than that. And her engagement, let me just read their comment. We saw that with Yoange getting over 1,000 views during the snowstorm in New York.
Yes.
She used a current event hashtag. Here we go. There's keywords in apparently what she used to her descriptions to get us over there.
It just brought all the dogs to her backyard, or the milkshakes, or whatever that saying is. But yeah, exactly.
So,
I mean, and I watched that video when it was in the, watching part of it as I could. And it's amazing how one video with the right keywords, the right thumbnail can just make things explode.
yes.
BW. I follow over 50 slot channels. How many am I sub to? I don't know, but I am subscribed to over 400 channels. Not all slots. I have some cooking and vacation, because here in the Midwest, we were -8 the other day, and today it was 50 degrees. And, by the end of the night, it'll be 4 degrees. So, I got to watch some sun, some beaches too. So,
But that's another thing. Okay, so in the last video, the last live stream that I did that live stream with Rhino Man Slots, and we were talking about engagement and community involvement. Now, what we didn't tap into, because it's another segment that's coming out on Level Up, but what we didn't tap into is how far do you go into being involved in a community, and how much time do you allocate to your social media, to your involvement, to your personal life? I mean, because that's still going on. We're not. And to everything and that's something that you touched on in the video that we'll be presenting next week, I believe. You touched on that, and it was time management alongside all of this. So today we're talking about the SEO. Let's talk about the time management aspect of SEO. How long should it take for you to write up your description, your title, your keywords, your tags?
If you've done your research and you're proficient with it, and I'm not perfect, it takes me a while. Often it takes me longer to find the keywords I think are going to work, and make a video. Sometimes it could take an hour to make one video without any fancy editing, because you're trying to find that right keyword. This is an amazing video that you think should hit, for me, 100 views is good, or 500 views, so I'm trying to do my best to make sure I get that as many views as possible, because in hopes of picking up some more subscribers and whatnot. And a lot of times, best way to research is when you type in that keyword and you see somebody else's video pop up, go watch it. Look at their keywords, look at their tags, because you can go in on YouTube and somebody's tags, you can copy and paste them right to your own.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that, because you read through the talking points. So let's talk about locating keywords. Now, you mentioned something that is a strategy that I use myself. I will go into a video that's done very well view-wise, it's ranking very nice, and I actually click on the description to see what is said there. And then I write down the words that jump out to me, because if they jump out to me, I'm still audience. We have to think like creators and audience sometimes.
Exactly.
So that's a really great way and a nice technique to find keywords is to go to that. Let's,
Sorry, VW Turtles comment.
Oh goodness, let's find it. Before I do that though, let's talk about Gamblers Unknown. He says that he tries to put big win 2/3 of the way through the video because let's be honest, slot watchers scrub videos for the bonuses. So that's an interesting strategy to put it 2/3 of the way in.
Yeah.
Move it around a little bit.
Yeah. Just don't put the cookie at the end. Put it in the middle, somewhere in the beginning, because you might have a big win in the beginning. And they think, oh man, this got to be a bigger one here. So they watch the whole video. They keep scrubbing. Sometimes you just got to be different. There it is.
Yeah.
VW Turtle.
So WV Turtle, Kristen Liu. Oh, okay. He's coming out in, wait, what? 2032.
I'm coming out with Turtle Slot in 2032. I'm a little slow. Oh my God. Can you hear me now?
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, we welcome you when you finally arrive. We welcome you.
We'll be waiting.
So, okay, so Gamblers Unknown says we were talking about current events, keywords, utilizing current events to gain viewers and potential audience. And he says in the slot community, we really don't have current events to hit a YouTube trend in the slot niche. But I beg to differ, because doesn't Gamblers Unknown coordinate an amazing group on Facebook alone that has several subscribers that could potentially be audience looking for major chasers? Isn't that actually a keyword that could put the video out in front of people? And he's the coordinator of that. So I beg to differ that we don't have a current event, because we currently have a current event of several major chasers looking for major chases on YouTube.
And just like the current events of the real world, for me, when I think of current events or something that's happening now, somebody hits $1 million, grand. That's a current event. If that is something that, in our community that we all want to know about today, not tomorrow or 4 days later, we want to be the first ones to comment or see it or watch it. And you're exactly right. Like with major chasers, people like to see the green ball drop.
Yes.
Sometimes the balls are better, like the miner. Got mine's out of the gut, But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so actually we do have some events. They may not, be considered or classified as current events, but we do have some events that we can add keywords to that will put our video out in front of the audience. Rockin' Rocco says, damn, that's cold. So you must
we're talking about the weather out here.
Okay, so let's just talk about something that I want to make sure that we get to. What you had mentioned something about larger channels. When I first stepped onto the scene, and I have several channels, I have a lifestyle channel that deals with cooking and things of that sort. So I kind of jump around all over the place on YouTube. And when I first stepped onto the scene with YouTube, I thought it was a brilliant idea. I thought for a moment to go onto all the larger channels and copy word for word their descriptions, their titles, everything. And it didn't work for me. And I realized after time that those larger channels had an existing audience. So when I saw 100,000 views on a video, they had 300,000 in their audience. So copying from the larger channel and then just bringing it over does not work. I've talked to creators all over and they've tried that. It just does not work. Exactly.
And it's as I mentioned earlier, when you hit a certain amount of viewers or subscribers, I should say, and your view count is high, you don't necessarily need the SEO anymore. because your video is going to be put on top anyways because of who you are, because of your subscriber count, the amount of views you get per day. But as a small channel, we have to take every advantage that we can get. We have to work harder until we reach that plateau where, hey, I can just put in, dudes, check out this video. I got a jackpot hand pay. Who's going to look up, dude, where's my car? I got a jackpot hand pay. As a smaller channel, we have to work, harder, because the big channels worked hard to start with. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
So like I said, it's go to those bigger channels, look at the keywords they're using, what's drawing their audience to their channel, and don't just look at today's videos. Go back and look 5 or 6 years or 4 years or whenever they started, and see what they did to progress. And remember, 5 years ago is different than today, so it may not be the exact same or work the same, but it'll give you a place to start.
And that technique is actually huge because of 2 reasons. One, the bigger channels also know what we have figured out, and that is the ever-changing search engine creates us to go back into older videos and revamp our older videos. The larger channels are doing the same thing. So when we go, and if we're using them as a reference base, when we go to look at the current information that they're putting on their descriptions, jump back a couple of years, because most likely they've also updated their SEO there too. And then find some commonalities between their descriptions. There's some words that you will see across their videos. Those are their keywords that they've isolated for themselves to grow their channel. Tap into that. I've done it. I've looked at like NG Slots in his video. He doesn't have a huge description, but I noticed that there is repeating keywords that he continues to use. So definitely do that. But the other thing of that is, don't just look at the larger channels. Look at the channels that are around your subscriber count as well, that seem to have an increase in their video views.
Thanks, Turtle. Hey, Michelle. While we're talking about that, your SEO can help you with getting your hours. You're supposed to ask me, well, how? Oh, it goes back to the point of, it goes back to your videos. After 12 months, your videos fall off unless they have current views. So if you're struggling with your hours, other than doing, trading, viewing or whatever, I can't think of what it's called now. Viewing somebody else's channel videos and they view yours. If you go back on a video that's 11 months old and you could revamp it, revitalize it, give it CPR 1, 2, 3, and all of a sudden it's picked up 5 or 6 more views, it's not going to fall off for another 11 months.
Exactly.
So that video that may have had, 50 watch hours is getting ready to fall off. Go back through, find those videos, revitalize them, revamp them, change change your keywords, your tags, your title, revitalize them, because you'll be surprised at how many views those will pop up.
I love it. And the chat's coming in with some really great advices. Hey, Michelle, nice to see you. Slots with Sweepstakes Mom. So Chris and Lou Slot says the key is to watch other channels with videos which contain some of the similar machines and imitate.
Yeah, it's
imitate their descriptions, titles, all of that.
Yep. And like I said,
these are some great points. I like them. Hi Simon. Slot Drop. Nice to see you in here. It's a slot machine, Simon. Okay, just going through a few of the comments. Want to make sure I don't forget them before I let you go, because I know blue collar slots, you are a blue collar electrician, and I'm almost positive.
Work at 10 o'clock tonight. Got an hour and 10 minutes. Another 16-hour day. Only 80 hours last week. I was slacking last week. Only 80 hours. So
I only hope I could get you on that segment when we talk about time management, because I would love to tap into how you're pulling this off.
No sleep. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Until then, I've got family, YouTube, and work.
Okay. We don't all want to follow that.
I sleep. I usually sleep when I drive. It's the best time to get sleep. So I'm kidding. Don't sleep while you drive. I have driven home like I just got home. When did I leave work? No. But yeah, like I said,
Gosh.
one of the biggest things that I could push on the SEO score is do some research. Feel free to reach out to me if you've got questions because I was helped along the way. So I'm definitely going to return the favor. I don't have enough time in the day to watch everybody's video that comes out every single day, but I will definitely help with anything I can. Just be patient. It's not going to happen overnight. And I've seen channels blow up. I'm like, holy cow. They just started 4 days ago and they got 12,000 subscribers. Just put in the time. Like I said, key tags, and there are videos that tell you that tags are dead. Don't use them. I disagree. It helps. Okay, Chris and Lou, Saturday morning cartoons. I've not posted a thumbnail yet. I will be live next Saturday at 10 a.m.
Oh, we have an exclusive right here on Level Up.
That's
Blue
right.
Collar Slots will be live. We
Yeah,
like
'cause I was
Saturday
doing
morning cartoons.
regular
Is what
Saturday
they
morning cartoons, and then I started doing Saturday morning work. And a lot of times I was going live, and I'd do an hour, and I'd leave and hurry up and go to work.
Your time schedule, it just amazes me.
Yeah, just ask my wife. She puts me out on the air mattress because I snore and I
Oh gosh.
come home at 5 o'clock in the morning when she's still trying to sleep, and I ain't waking her up. If I gotta wake her up, I'll throw chocolate and hit her in the head and run.
Oh goodness. Okay.
Who wants to wake up a grizzly bear, right? Not me. No, I'm just kidding. I'd be lost without her.
Oh my gosh, you're a hoot.
Oh,
When do
spelling
they come to
tags.
your channel?
It was unknown. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. I am terrible at spelling. I'm not the greatest. And often when I make my videos, I get in a hurry. And my brother, who was a teacher, gives me crap about misspelling. But Gems Unknown nailed it. I went in, and you'll notice if you misspell a word on a search engine optimization, it'll have more views than the word spelled right. Don't be afraid to misspell. So that D you got in spelling can pay off on YouTube.
I
Yes.
love it. And
Yes.
that's great advice, Gamblers Unknown. Thank you.
Yeah, I totally forgot that one of the points I was going to point out to you because, when you go to do your tags, it'll give suggestions, and a lot of times they'll be misspelled. It's because most people are not, they're in a hurry to type it in something and it's misspelled, and it'll give you 4 or 5 the same keyword or whatever, misspelled 3 different ways. And if 100 people type that word in and 40 of them are typed in correctly, and you have that tag, you're going to get those 40 viewers, not the person who types it in correctly every single time.
Yes. I love that he brought that up. That's a critical point. Across, once again, all the niches, there are words out there that are commonly misspelled. Tap into those and make sure you utilize it. Let's just talk about it before we let Blue Collar Slots off. There's 2 things. There's 5,000 characters available for our description. Use the space you've got. There's 500 characters available just for our tags alone. Use that space. Use the actual words, the misspelled words, the words relating to that word. Use those keywords to the best of your ability.
A perfect example of a slot, the bag game, Food I Lin Lin. More people search for the bag game than they do Food I Lin Lin.
Yes.
Did you know that? It's amazing.
See, we just learned. I didn't even know that.
There are millions of views for the bag game and millions of views for Food I Lin Lin, but you have more searches for the bag game.
So good to know. Utilize that space available. So Brian is misspelled brain. Okay.
Turtle got the joke.
That is a common misspelling. Oh my goodness. Okay, it was amazing having you on here, Matt. You have
Appreciate.
so much information and you offered up for people to reach out to you. What's the best way for them to reach out to you should they have further questions about SEO or anything on YouTube?
Well, I would say AT&T, reach out and touch somebody, but I don't have AT&T. I have Verizon, so I can't help you there. No, Blue Collar Slots. I'm on Facebook, and my name's Matt Schreider. Find me on Facebook. I got nothing to hide, so it's just me. I don't post very much, but yeah, bluecollarslots.com. I think that's it. I don't know my email address. I quit emailing myself when I
Okay.
myself last week. It's a joke. Yeah, Blue Collar Slots. I have a group and a page because I didn't know the difference. And like I said, bluecollarslots.com or no, at not .com, at gmail.com. See, this is why I can't believe I have a YouTube channel.
I will have him send me the information and I will include it in the description on this video for those that watch us later. We will definitely put his contact information out there because he's got a lot of information and we so appreciate you sharing that with us today.
Appreciate you having me on and that amazing introduction. I'm still looking for the guy you're talking about, but I don't see him here. So
So well deserved. That introduction is so well deserved. I appreciate you.
thank you, Slot Sister. Y'all have a great evening.
And you guys, once again, I will see you guys next Sunday at 6 p.m. Level Up. It will either be a live stream or a premiere, but we want to keep this engagement going. So be safe, and we shall see you next week, 6 p.m. Pacific time.
See you guys.